Good morning. Good morning, all. Welcome to Shoot Some Shale, powered by D&D Media. And have we got a treat for you? You've got us not once today, but twice. Jesus Christ, what are we doing with our lives on Easter Monday as we celebrate the resurrection of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ? And I'm joined by two guests today, Dylan and Al. How are we doing?
Not too bad, boss. Not
All
too
right.
bad. It feels weird you introing us as a morning, though, I must admit.
It feels weird having to be up at this time in the morning to watch the Speedway meeting.
It does, yeah. Don't you love a bank holiday with Speedway? And yeah, our work experience boys back.
Shame it's at Belle Vue though.
To be fair, Belle Vue notoriously struggle on the early meetings on bank holidays, though.
It could be a better meeting than what we think.
The track should be in prime condition. We had a bit of rain pretty much everywhere last night as well, so natural watering, or as certain people would say, non-artificial watering, will probably do the track good.
Up the non-artificial watering.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So this will be a strange old stream, because Al was kind enough to sponsor this stream. Alan and me will take it in. Yeah, thanks, Al.
No problem.
Me and Al will be taking in turns whilst Palmer calls all 15 heats this afternoon and all 15 heats this evening, and then dies at work tomorrow.
Oh, I'm going to die before I go to work tomorrow.
He's going to die in between streams?
Yes.
So I don't have to watch the shit show on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. When we're doing a watch-along, do we?
Yes. I can't die anyway.
Yeah, please
I've got
don't.
love commitments.
Please don't die. Shall we have a look for the two teams, gentlemen?
Oh, go on then.
Palmer, do you want to do the away team?
Go on then. So, representing the visitors up the M6 in Manchester this afternoon, managed by Stuart Dixon as always. It's a very, very familiar Leicester lineup with minimal changes from last year. Riding at number 1 will be Ryan Douglas, who returns from last year, who's progressed steadily year on year and looking to have a big year as number 1. At number 2, returning to Leicester after a couple of years at Ipswich, is Dan Thompson. At number 3, returning after a couple of years because he was a naughty boy, is Nick Morris. Number 4, coming back from last year, is Kyle Howarth. Number 5, he's coming back from last year again, Sam Masters. Number 6 is coming back again from last year, Drew Kemp. And at number 7, coming back from last year, is Joe Thompson, even though he wasn't originally in the lineup.
Breathe. You got a man to watch. We'll start with Al. Let you catch your breath for a moment, Palmer.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm going to go for Mr. Dan Thompson. I think if he has as good a match as he did at the Ben Fund at Glasgow round here at Belle Vue, then he'll be certainly someone to watch, and he'll be flying round here, I reckon.
We should also point out, if Al says anything stupid, he has literally just woken up.
Yeah.
So if he comes out with something really silly, he literally woke up about 10 to 11. 10 to 12 even.
Literally.
So, he's just woke up, and then there's me and Palmer that haven't just woke up. Palmer, man to watch for the Lions?
Nick Morris.
Ooh.
It's his first competitive meeting of the season, and he showed some good glimpses last season when he was allowed to come back. So, and I think this is a sort of track that will probably suit him. So, yeah.
I'm going to go with Dan Thompson, much like Al. Riding at number 2, he should probably clean up, to be honest. And he's a very good rider to have a number 2. And Leicester notoriously like having a strong number 2, don't they? With, they've had the likes of Luke Becker and Richard Lawson there in the past. It's a good opening pairing to have in the opening race of the afternoon. For the Belle Vue Aces that won at home last time we watched them, but have subsequently gone away and been absolutely battered at Sheffield. Tom Brennan guests at number 1 for Brady Kurtz, who's ruled out with a suspension following missing last Thursday's meeting. Jonas Jepsen comes in at number 2 to replace Norit Bladorn, who's ruled out on concussion protocol. Peter Kilderman goes at 3, Zach Cook at 4, Dan Bewley at 5, Tate Zishki at 6, Will Cairns at 7. Palmer, you got a man to watch for the Aces.
Yes. And my man to watch for the Belle Vue Aces is Jonas Jepsen.
Oh,
I know he's only coming in as a guest today, but he's a man that's probably unfairly been left out of the Premiership this year, so he's going to be looking to put on a good show and get himself in the shop window for any teams that may be looking at making changes in the not too distant future.
both of your men to watch have got me a ooh. They're not who I was expecting you to say. Out man to watch for Belle Vue.
I'm going to go with Tom Brennan. Purely because I'm almost certain he was a former Belle Vue ace, so I'm sure he'll have plenty.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
Plenty of experience around this track, and I'm sure he'll be able to use that to his advantage against Leicester this afternoon.
See, I was thinking Tom Brennan, but he had a massive off in Poland yesterday, so just how fit he is for this meeting, who knows? Because that was definitely one of those you're going to feel it in the morning kind of things. I've gone for Dan Bewley. He carried Belle Vue at Sheffield the other night, and he flies around this track as well. And you know, if Brennan is sort of 70-80%, Dan Bewley will have to step up to cover maybe a couple of shortfalls in that team. And another man to keep an eye on, I think, not a man to watch, but keep an eye on, Tate Zishki. Last time we watched Belle Vue here, Palmer, he was bloody rapid.
It was fantastic, wasn't he? And if I remember right, he got our man of the match.
He did.
Which is the biggest honour he will ever have. But yeah, is Dougie wearing a top over his race suit?
That's Joe.
That's Joe.
I think he's wearing a top over his own Kevlars. I think he's actually got individual Kevlars this year, which is interesting. A man on screen that we can all see at the moment will be hoping for a better meeting, having failed to finish 2 of his 3 rides here last time. William Cairns, but he did have a good couple of meetings for Paul over the weekend.
Will Cairns is now one of my newest follower on TikTok, so I hope he does have a pleasant enough meeting this afternoon.
And we do love a good afternoon meeting on a bank holiday. Me and you spoke about this privately earlier, Palmer, but gone are the days where Bank Holiday Monday used to have like a lot of meetings on. It's now just this meeting twice today. It shows where the sport's at, doesn't it, at the moment?
It really wasn't that long ago when Scunny would have a double header on Easter Monday. There'd be a meeting at Leicester, a meeting at Belle Vue. There'd be a double header on the telly. Gone are them days.
Joe's got his old Leicester suit on. I do like these Leicester suits, I must admit, and them fork covers are quite nice. Leicester have done a lot right this year.
Apart from getting burgled.
There's one rider. Oh, there's Drew. I don't see his bike though, but Drew should slot into that gap between Joe and Samuel. But there he is. It's there.
There he is.
Old Drewbert.
It's there.
How long do we reckon, boys, until Drew gets a championship spot? If he should so want one.
Can't be long, surely.
I'm surprised he... now certain averages have dropped, I'm surprised he hasn't got one yet.
Yeah.
The track looks very well watered, and it is a pleasant enough day. It's quite windy everywhere up to north, but it's a pleasant enough day.
It's quite nice down here, to be fair. Well, up here or wherever we are in the country.
Tom Brennan's got his Ipswich Kevies on. He's here. He's in one piece.
It always helps.
Track looks really nice. Jonas Jepsen repping the Birmingham suit in that picture. That's a little throwback. And this time last year, I think it was Birmingham and Belle Vue actually in this meeting. I think it was the later May bank holiday. We may have done Oxford and Birmingham twice. I think it was
early May.
Okay.
First Monday of May.
The May Day one. Maybe. Yeah, you might be right there. I remember Birmingham having a double header against Belle Vue last year. I think it may have been this one actually. But we do like ourselves a double header when we get a bank holiday. We did one last year, we're doing one this year.
Well, you never know if this one goes to plan tonight and certain somebody gets the BSN sorted out for the year. Then there might be more bank holiday double headers to come. Who knows?
Track looks very grippy. and it should offer up some good racing, to be honest.
Should have been the key word.
Yeah, I remember these double headers against Belle Vue because before Birmingham, Adam, and now Leicester, it used to be Wolves that would go to Belle Vue in the afternoon and then welcome the Aces back to Monmore in the evening. And they were good days. It's all, you know, if you've got local enough derbies a couple of hours apart, you may as well chuck a double header in and try and appease both sets of supporters. Oh my God!
Exactly.
Look at these graphics.
Oh,
They've still
Lord.
got Dan Thompson in his Ipswich stuff. Nick Morris is still in his Sheffield stuff. Oh my God! And Stuart Dixon looks like something out of Matilda. The Trunch.
Dan, don't speak.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
don't.
you get in trouble.
You get in trouble. Yeah, we don't want that, do we? Belle Vue have won the toss and taken 1 and 3 in Heat 1.
That's interesting.
And the referee is Craig Ackroyd. So we've got a pretty sensible, dare I say, referee for this one.
You comment because I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, Palmer's not allowed
Yeah,
to.
he is a very sensible referee, as Mr. Ackroyd. He's a very decent ref.
There's plenty of Scottish Championship club connections going on here as well. Carl Howarth riding for Glasgow this year. Dan Thompson riding for Glasgow last year, Edinburgh this year. Sam Masters, a former Edinburgh rider as well. Nick Morris, a former Glasgow rider.
Nick Morris.
There's a lot of Glasgow and
Dan-
Edinburgh connections.
Dan Bewley's a former Glasgow and Edinburgh rider.
I think Drew Kemp's had a spell with Edinburgh as well.
Yeah, he did 2021.
Yes,
Yeah, he
that
did.
was the year before he came in mid-season for Scunny, weren't it?
A year before that, must.
Year before. 23 came in for you lot.
Yeah.
All the years
Tom
are so
Lennon
condensed, that's the word we're looking for, together. Since COVID,
That's the
every
word.
year seems like it's just gone bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, really has, hasn't it?
Remember when the
COVID
world
has
shut
changed
down?
COVID has changed our perspective on time.
Yes. When the entire world shut down and people like Dan Palmer were panic buying bog roll off TikTok.
I still panic by bog roll off TikTok. Now it's changed from them days, boss.
Yeah, it's true. And now people are panic buying fuel again, so, you know, the way of the world.
I mean, I was talking to a Speedway journalist over the course of the weekend, who ironically was at Oxford on Wednesday, and was saying he was talking to Chris Harris, and Chris Harris was saying where he's based, he couldn't get any fuel whatsoever. And if this fuel crisis goes on, it makes you wonder how the bloody hell riders are going to get fuel to be able to get to these meetings for paydays.
Yeah, it's very true, actually. Tom Brennan's actually got his own Kevis on, not his Ipswich ones, I think. Or it might be his Ipswich ones. I don't know.
They both look
They're
the
both
same.
the similar, aren't they? Yeah, who needs an individual suit when your Ipswich ones look identical to your own colours? The way this is going to work with me and Al, I'm going to do the first 4 heats. Alan's going to do 5, 6 and 7. Then I'll do the block up to the interval. Al will do the block after the interval, and I'll do 15 with Palmer. And then it's me and Palmer for this evening's meeting at the Hydro Scand Arena. Wonder if they've got their scaffolding back for over the start line yet.
Who knows? We'll find out in like 7.5 hours.
Yes. This start line's so grippy. so
Like
grippy.
the start line.
Westlake's in the comments, absolute legend. Massive thank you to our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ for giving us hot cross buns on Easter Monday to watch the Speedway with. Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. You're a good bloke. Even if you did get nailed by 12 men on Friday.
The line up for Heat 1, Gate 1 in blue is Yoda Shepson, Gate 2 in yellow Dan Thompson, Gate 3 in red is Tom Brennan, and Gate 4 in white is Ryan Douglas. Dougie tends to like his visits to Manchester, so I'd probably make him favourite for this one, although he's off Gate 4, which worked well last time we watched Belle Vue actually here.
Which was literally a week ago.
It was, yeah.
So Ashland getting everybody into order then for heat number 1 as he walks away, and the tapes fly up, and it's a fairly even start, but the rider in yellow there, Dan Thompson's not left the start line, and it's Ryan Douglas that gets that back straight first, with Jonas Jepsen there in the second place position, and Tom Brennan is in third place. So very unfortunate proceedings there for Dan Thompson, and Jonas Jepsen there in second place is putting Dougie under a little bit of pressure now. Dougie goes wide, and he doesn't really extend a gap. If anything, Jepsen's closing in on Dougie, and on this form, Jonas Jepsen, I know it's only Heat 1, but Jonas Jepsen certainly could be putting his name into the minds of speedway promoters in the Premiership at least, as Tom Brennan now tries to go wide and he's absolutely filled in, and Dougie's out in front doing Dougie things at number 1, almost reminiscing of the Scuddy days back in the day, as he comes round bends 3 and 4 for the final time to take the checkered flag.
Good ride that from Dougie, made the start, got out in front. Jonas Jepsen wasn't a million miles off the pace though, and one mistake from Dougie might have got through. Dan Thompson got about 3 inches and broke down, whether that's an engine or whether that's just not turned the fuel tap on. Who knows? I'm sure we won't find out because we have to listen to this on mute.
We do.
But a good start to life at number 1 for Dougie, and you as a Scunny fan and me as a Wolves fan, it's good to see Dougie doing so well, having represented both of our clubs for a fair old time.
Oh, 100%, There's nobody in the speedway world I wish more success to than Dougie.
That could be a chain. Dan Thompson's back wheels seized, it weren't spinning when Kelsey Dugard was pushing the bike back in. Heat 1 was won by the rider in white, Ryan Douglas, in a winning time of 60.91. Second in blue, Jonas Jepsen, and third in red, Tom Brennan. Points divided 3 apiece to open us off. I'd suggest Belle Vue would be the happier of the two there, because I don't think Dan Thompson would have finished last. He likes the Belle Vue track, doesn't he?
He does.
What a gate from Ryan.
Oh, fantastic gate that, wasn't it?
I remember when he signed for Wolves, and the first thing you said to me, you better hope Dougie can pass at one more because he can't gate for SH1T. Well, he's improved that a little bit.
Riding at places like Bodmore and Leicester, where gating's quite pivotal at times. It's done him a bit of good. So, yeah, up the Dugster.
And a decent race to open us up with. This phase will be crucial now, though. Tate Dishke was brilliant last week, and he's going to need to be again, I think.
Yes, 100%. Obviously, Kenzie will be coming into this with with some more confidence than last week after having a solid enough weekend for
Paul.
Them.
Them.
Got to be road for. Got to be road for then.
Them.
And after this evening, we'll be back on Wednesday night with a watch along, ironically, to Poole versus Scunthorpe for all of our sins. Well, mine.
Winchester says Dan Thompson dropped a chain as Russian had the same issue on parade. I don't know if Winchester's watching or just listening, but some of us was wrong with that machine.
If Winchester's listening to us, Cooper Russian isn't in the meeting, mate.
He was talking about Russian did it at Plymouth on parade Saturday.
Well, he should have been more specific.
I missed that part out of his message.
Uh,
I'd have thought Winchester would have set up a YouTube account by now to comment on these instead of messaging us individually like some kind of stalker.
You know, I get more messages from old Winnie than I do this lovely lady that I'm talking to at the moment.
You get more messages from me than you get from this lovely, although we speak pretty much all day, every day.
Yes, but we're brand associates, so that's absolutely fine.
Yes.
That's understandable.
Keeping it official for the taxman. Really interested to see how Drew gets on, because of these 4 riders, he's the only one to have not had any British meetings or anything yet.
absolutely.
I know he's been on track overseas, and he did was it the Argentine thing or Italy or something like that?
Yeah.
He did something during the off season, didn't he? So. Heat number 2, gate 1 in white, Drew Kemp. Gate 2 in red, Tate Zishki, bloody flying round here last week. Gate 3 in yellow, Joe Thompson, who comes in to replace the injured Dan Gilks. And off the outside in blue, William Cairns, who will be looking for a better meeting than last week around here.
So, heat number 2, the start marshal's getting them into ready. So, Aces ready, Lions ready as the start marshal walks away then. And the tapes fly up for heat number 2. And Drew Kemp's made an absolute flyer of a gate there. Great start from Drew Kemp, who gets into that back straight first with both the Belle Vue boys in second and third. Although Will Cairns looking to blast this off round the outside here of Drew Kemp. Drew just holding the right line as it's Will almost bouncing off the fence there to gain some extra traction, and it's not really worked as Drew's just extended his lead a little bit. Joe Thompson struggling at the rear of the field in this one, but yeah, Drew Kemp's doing a great job there out in front, and if anything now Tate Jiski's come up underneath the inside there of Will Cairns. Cairns looking to use the outside run and Tate on the inside, but Drew's just holding the right line there, just mid-track, just got his back wheel in that little bit of dirt as we enter the last lap now, and Tate's now putting Drew Kemp under a bit of pressure as we're in the final lap now as we go down the back straight for the final time, and if anything, Kenzie and Joe Thompson's dropped back at the rear of the field, and one last gasp around the outside here from Tate.
If there was one more lap, Tate would have got that. I think Drew's just held on, but that was bloody close across the line.
That was very close, that. We'll have to wait for the official result.
I think Tate thinks he's got it. I think Drew's just held on. I'm fairly sure Drew's just held on, but Tate reckons he's got it. But I remember hearing before people they said about people go around and do this to try and trick the ref. Obviously, the ref has transponders.
They've put it as 6 apiece.
Yeah, Drew
Kemp gets it.
As expected. Heat number 2 was won by the rider in white, Drew Kemp, in a winning time of 62.95. Second in red, Tate Zishki was 0.10 off. And third in blue, William Cairns, again 3 apiece, and it's 6-all after 2.
Well, that was dramatic.
Good race, that. Drew looked like he had it all sewn up, and then Tate just came on like a rocket in the last lap.
It did. Yeah, that was a beautiful gate, that, though, from Drew.
I thought Cairns was going through the fence on that second lap. I must say, though, I was a little bit surprised when Leicester went for Joe Thompson. In my opinion, there are better rising stars without a team out there.
But to be fair, Dan Jokes was their rising star originally.
I mean, when the replacement had to be done, though, I was very surprised they went with Joe.
100%, so was I.
Do you remember the days when Drew had his long hair and his bucket hats?
How could we forget?
He looks happy at the moment, no? And that brings up that legendary song, Drew Kemp's a Flyer. He was certainly a flyer there.
Yes, he was.
And this is where I think the meeting could be won or lost for both teams. You've got Kilderman and Zach. Kilderman, according to reading updates, put a lot of effort in the other day but didn't get the points, and you know, you can put all the effort in the world in, but if you're not getting the points as the reward, then the effort's a waste of time, isn't it?
Let me just find my programme, because what did he get last week? I didn't think he was that bad.
I mean at Sheffield.
At Sheffield.
Yeah. We're on to heat number 3, gate 1 in blue, Zach Cook, gate 2 in white, Nick Morris, gate 3 in red, Peter Kilderman, gate 4 in yellow, Kyle Howarth. This is a strong engine room for well, more so for Leicester, I think, than Belle Vue. Zach Cook's been decent enough so far, but Kilderman's either first or last. There really has been no in between at the moment, has there?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how Nick goes today, because this is his bit like Drew. This is his first British meeting.
Yes,
of the
yeah.
season. 'Cause obviously,
Berwick had 2 rain-offs the weekend, didn't they?
yes.
Gates 2 and 4 are the place to be at the moment, and that's where Leicester are again.
Yes, it is.
And Kyle seemed to find a little bit of ruthlessness that he perhaps hasn't had before. He started to show it at the end of last season in the playoffs for Glasgow, and if he can carry that on, and he's turned that corner and found that edge, that could be vital as well.
100%. And as the start marshal walks away for heat number 3, takes the fly up, away we go. That's a beautiful start there from Zach Cook in the blue helmet cover, but it's the 2 Lions boys there in second and third, with Peter Kilderman now getting around the outside there of Nick Morris. Now, what can Kilderman do, as he's got Kyle Howarth set in his sights, with Zach Cook there out in front, and he's going to be nice and clean at the end of this race if things carry on the way they are, and this is going to almost definitely break the deadlock unless Kyle Howarth can do something. Although if anything, Peter Kilderman now's putting Kyle under some pressure, and this race is far from over as we enter the third lap of 4. But yeah, Zach Cook doing Zach Cook things, and it's good to see someone like that doing good things like this in the Premiership, because he is really one of the good guys. But it's looking like a 4-2 advantage to the Belle Vue Aces as they go down the back straight for the last time, and it's a very, very impressive Takes the Flag podcast available for Zach.
Yes, nice plug. Good game from Zach there, and he got away. Nick Morris was passed far too easily and then just tailed off. Kyle Howarth put on some pressure as well, but early on, if you get away and on that line, you're not going to be passed until the dirt line builds up.
Absolutely not.
And a very Wolves orientated race there, with Zach, Kyle and Nick all representing Wolves at some point.
It was almost a Wolves 5-1 there, wasn't it?
And it was bad news for Berwick as well, because their 2 riders were 3rd and 4th in that one, and they're 2 big guns as well.
Yes.
Heat number 3 was won by the rider in blue, Zach Cook. Second in yellow, Carl Howarth. And third in red, Peter Kilderman. Deadlock is broken. As Palmer said, it's now 10 points to 8 after 3 heats. Have we got... they're just bringing the tractor round ready for the grade after 8-4. And they do generally get through this early meeting quick as well to allow the riders time to get down to the Midlands.
Well, they need it. Yeah, they need to get themselves down to Leicester for this evening's meeting.
Should be a good meeting that again as well, and it's easier when Belle Vue have booked their guests for both, so you're going with the same team that you came into this one with, rather than having to wait for other people to turn up and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, obviously we don't want to tempt fate, but anything can happen in these meetings, and yeah, hopefully all will be good for the evening meeting this afternoon.
And Zach's another one that scored particularly well on both Friday and Saturday for Poole against Plymouth as well. So
he didn't ride at Plymouth on Saturday.
Friday, yeah, he was in Poland for a sparring match on Saturday, but he scored particularly well on Friday.
He did indeed, and from a one-man Scunthorpe team supporter, that's very worrying.
Here comes the new Leicester captain, Sam Masters, taking over from Max Frick. Now he's moved on.
That he had, and Sam was... I want to say he was impressive the other night, but I can't remember.
He was...
He got 13 and 2.
Yes.
But that was at championship level, and I'll be honest with you, he wasn't... After his first ride, he wasn't great at the Craven.
No, he wasn't. You're right, yeah, I was just about to say that. But he does like this track, and he can go well here. Gate 1 in blue, William Cairns. Gate 2 in yellow, Joe Thompson. Gate 3 in red, Dan Bewley. Gate 4 in white, Sam Masters. Battle of the captains off gates 3 and 4 here. Interestingly enough, Dan Bewley's on the gate that's not won a heat. All the other 3 have. I reckon that could well change here.
It could very well change. Who knows?
But Sam Masters is a gator as well, and if he can get clear, he can pull away, and there's not a dirt line really yet for Bewley to try and go round.
Dan will find a dirt line to go round.
It'll
be like me on STS last night. He'll just ride on top of the stands.
Is this like that meme, the Bob the Builder one? Bob will fix it, or Jim will fix it, or whatever it is, and now it's Dan will find it.
Yes. And not me either. I can't find stuff. As the startmaster walks away for race number 4, the tapes fly, away we go. And Dan Bewley's not made a good start there, but Will Cairns has. And Will Cairns currently has the lead as they go down the back straight then, and it's currently a 3-all situation, although I thought Joe was about to pass Dan Bewley then, but that was never going to happen.
Past Sam.
Bewley's past Sam Masters now, so it's the Belle Vue Aces currently on a 5-1 advantage at the minute, and it's pretty hard to see where the Lions are going to make any attack, because if anything, Dan Bewley's probably the best team rider out there at the minute that isn't Josh Pickering, and he's going to really look after Will, who's out in front, and the Aces are about to go 6 points clear with 1 lap left to go. As long as there's no slips, trips, falls, or mechanical failures. First one of the bank holiday, but get in! As Will Cairns having a very impressive heat number 4 here. Dan Bewley's just gone round the outside of him, denies Will Cairns of his first Premiership win. But yeah, the Aces are 6 clear now.
Sam Masters made a perler of a gate and then decided to move wide. Went so wide on 3 and 4, and Dan Bewley was like, thank you very much, coming through, and Sam just couldn't keep up with either of the Aces after that, and that's got to go down as a mistake from Sam Masters. Ryan Ingram is in the chat. Hi guys, there's somebody that was at Leicester, so we'll be able to answer. Have they got the scaffolding back over the start line yet? Ingram.
Hello Ryan. Answer our question now.
This is the heat number 4 was won by the rider in red on the line. Dan Bewley with a winning time of 62.57. Second in blue, William Cairns, and third in white, Sam Masters. 5-1 to Belle Vue, 15 points to 9 the progressive score. Sam Masters ended up over a second behind William Cairns in the end.
That's not very good.
And he made such a good gate, and Bewley made such a bad one, yet he comes out and wins. He comes and wins it anyway.
As you do.
Joe Thompson made a decent start as well. Ryan says the start line's all fixed. Get on.
Excellent news.
I don't know where the sodded hell Sam was going here.
He just wanted one of them Jet 2 holidays, to that no man's land place that we like.
Yes. How was the track at Leicester yesterday, Ryan? And those new individual Kevlars of Ingram's are very nice.
They are. They are indeed.
So Alan will be doing my job for the next block of heat, so we'll bring him back in a moment if he's not fell back to sleep, the lazy sod.
You have yourself a rest, Bush.
I think Al's dead, he's not coming back on. Oh, he's back, he's unmuted.
I'm here.
He's alive.
I was waiting for the right moment, that was all.
We thought you'd fell to sleep, Mush.
Not at all, not at all.
And we have now had a heat win from every gate.
Even
That's only because Dan Bewley wouldn't let poor Will Cairns get a win. Shocking.
No. Will still
Would
gets
it be
paid
like-
the same.
Would it be like a ginger to ruin somebody else's moment?
Especially when the sun's out, which it is.
Sun's out and the ginger's out. It's a recipe for disaster.
Quite appropriate. The Monster Rider won that heat as well, Palmer. We're on the old Monster Energy Viking Berry.
I had a can of that before I went to bed last night.
Bloody lovely, that drink is. The best Monster they've brought out for a long time.
Oh, definitely. I can't disagree with you there.
So it's a very nice beverage. Al, what you made of the racing so far after 4?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good meeting so far. To be fair, I thought Joe Thompson was going to clean up Dan Bailey in that one, to be fair. He's getting a little bit close for comfort, but yeah. I think Leicester's got some work to do if they're going to beat Belle Vue today. That's for sure.
Well, must be true because Al said it's for sure.
Yes.
Stuart, if you're listening,
Anyway,
get on them.
Ingram has said the track at Leicester was nice yesterday. A little bit dusty because it was warm, but should be good for tonight's meeting.
excellent.
And that's one of the tracks we obviously mention about tracks, just being used early in the season. But Leicester has had a fair bit of use through the winter, and the press day for the Lions, yesterday's press day for the Cubs. You've got to feel that was probably put in specifically to give it some action before setting it up for today.
And on Saturday, they had a big flat track practice there as well.
Yeah, so it's had a fair bit of use over the last couple of days, and should produce some good racing tonight, hopefully.
You'd like to think so.
We can't.
Leicester's a bit.
Carry on.
Leicester's a bit like Scunny, really, isn't it? It gets used. It probably gets overused a little bit.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. We can't even ask people what they're having for tea tonight because it's 12:30 in the afternoon. What are you having for dinner?
But I'm going to ask people a better question.
Oh,
Get in the comments because we really need to know what Easter eggs did you have and what
yes.
Easter eggs have you got to eat.
You're going to be disappointed in me. I've had none.
I can't say anything. I had one before we come on air.
Yes, breakfast. It's a breakfast of champions.
Oh no, I had a pizza for breakfast, Bush. That was the Easter egg was my pudding.
Your breakfast pudding.
But with this obviously been a dinner time start, when I went to do me little bit of a food shop this morning, I got a pizza in. I thought, you know what, that'll do, and I just cooked it as soon as I got home. So my dinner was at like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
It was a brunch.
Yes.
The main question is, what flavour pizza was it?
Chip shop chicken curry.
Ooh.
Oh, on a
That's
pizza.
New. Yeah, I know that one before.
Iceland special. It's gorgeous.
Iceland does some beautiful pizzas. Iceland does some beautiful food, full stop.
They do.
Dan Winchester has finally set up a YouTube account.
What's his name? Winnie!
Dan Winchester, 43. I've had 3, but not all at once. Well, we should hope not. And Ryan Ingram has said, can someone else come and build my bikes for me? I'm currently building my bikes up for Pool on Wednesday. We're doing a watch along to that, Ingram, so we'll be cheering you on whilst being as unbiased as possible. Although Ryan Ingram's a D&D media rider, so he gets our full support.
And he also rides for my team, so there may be a little tiny little bit of bias there, but you'll just have to excuse that if you're watching. Anyway, Mr. Ingram, EBS.
We've got.
And if you don't know what that means, you don't need to.
We've got riders sitting, getting ready for E5, so I'll hand over to Al.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dill. You take a breather, sir.
Thanks very much, Al. Can I just say, why does Peter Kilderman's mechanic look like Capesy?
He does, to be fair.
It looks like if Richard Lawson and Capesy had a love child.
Yes, and Zach Spannerman looks a cross between Benson Boone and Tom Grennan.
I was going to say it looks a bit like
Speedway rider.
Sam Hagen. I was going to say they look at Sam Hagen about him, to be fair.
He looks,
see your point out.
He looks like Sam Hagen with Harry McGurk's hair.
He looks like if Sam Hagen and my nan had a baby.
Oh, Jesus.
I've just sprayed my water all over my computer screen. Thanks, Palmer.
No problem, Bush. I hope we've got a nice little cloth to help with the cleanage.
The real question we've got for Ingram is, have SF sorted out your Scunny suit yet, Mush? Or are you going to carry on promoting Stevie Worrell's sponsors a touch longer?
Who knows?
And a cheap little plug before we hand back over to Al. We had a chat with Mr. Ingram sometime through the winter on our podcast on this very YouTube channel. Go back and have a listen. It's a very entertaining watch.
It is. We did that the night before New Year's Eve.
Yes. Yeah, it was the first one of our new series, weren't it?
It's the Tapes to Flag podcast. It's on this channel. Go and have a listen. And if you don't, we will cry.
Not again.
Not again. We've already cried once. Thanks, big boy. Heat number 5 then. Coming up to the tapes now as Zach Cook takes his place off the outside gate, but I'll leave Al to give you a lineup.
So the lineup for heat number 5 in yellow off gate 1 is Dan Thompson. In red off gate 2 is Peter Kilderman. In white off gate 3 is Ryan Douglas. And off the outside in blue is Zach Cook.
Thanks, Al. That was very good.
No problem.
Well done. Right, so heat 5 coming up, 15 points to 9 in favour of the Belle Vue Aces as it stands. Dan Thompson looking for a better ride out this time after a chain snapping, I believe it was, in his opening ride in heat number 1. Obviously, Dougie off gate 3 is going to look to continue his winning streak, as was Zach Cook off gate number 4 in the blue helmet colour. And finally, they're getting brought into the line. So here we go, and heat number 5, the start marshal walks away, and the tapes for go up just like that. A brilliant start there from both the Leicester boys, and Zach Cook blasted right round the outside of both of them to take the lead. And now Dougie coming up the inside, and the neck and neck as they go down the back straight, but it's just about Zach Cook that has the lead then over Dougie there in second. Dan Thompson's in third, and Peter Kilderman really struggling at the rear of the field. And if anything now, Zach Cook's extending his lead at the front, but the gap at the back now is very close as Peter Kilderman's looking to come round the outside there of Dan Thompson. Dan Thompson shuts the door, and Kilderman now looks to come up the inside there, virtually neck and neck coming down the home straight. First and seconds all but secure with Zach Cook there. He's miles out in front of Zach. He's looking mightily impressive this afternoon. And Ryan Douglas there in second. We've got one lap left to go. It's still currently a 3-all as it stands. But, yeah. Peter Kilderman's pulling some shapes at the back of the field, but he's not giving up just yet. But we cut off that. But Zach Cook won that one with Dougie second. And I think Dan just got third there.
Yeah, I think it was still a bit of a gap between Dan and Peter towards the end. We shall see. It was a good ride though from Zach, to be fair.
And that was the quickest time of the night so far. Or the day.
The day. He was off gate 4. So the result of heat number 5 was a win for the rider in blue, Zach Cook. Second, the rider in white, Ryan Douglas. And third, the rider in yellow, Dan Thompson. At 3 points apiece makes the scores 18 to the Belle Vue Aces, 12 to the Leicester Lions. Zach winning in a time of 60.33 seconds.
As we say, fastest time of the afternoon so far.
Yeah, he was flying there. Nobody was catching him.
Oh, absolutely. And that was a great gate there as well from Dougie off gate 3.
He was up.
But yeah, Zach he just got loads of momentum, didn't he? And that was that. That was all she wrote.
And if you're a Berwick Bandits fan, you'll be disappointed with Peter Kilderman at the back again.
Well, there might not be. Because he's not representing the Berwick Bandits at the moment.
Forget being disappointed in Peter Kilderman. I'm disappointed in Peter Kilderman and myself for putting him in my fantasy team.
Oh dear.
What a stupid decision that was.
Well, I've got Ryan Douglas as my skipper, and so far he's not doing too bad.
I made one change this morning. I put Dan Bewley in as number 1 and made him captain, so I was buzzing to see him take the win in Heat 1. in Heat 4.
Should have made mine Zach Cook. Oh,
you were a little bit asleep, Al, by the time we only had until 11 o'clock, and you were asleep at that point.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. Can't lie.
We've got Winnie in
God.
the comments again, saying brownie points for Mr. Al. If you're listening, Mr. Winnie, I would very much like some brownies off you, sir.
Depends what flavour brownies, but you know.
Well, there's going to be chocolate, I like that, let's be honest.
How many bloody flavours of brownies can you get?
Well, that's who knows. It's Winnie, who knows. Anyway, the lineup for heat number 6 in red off gate 1 is Tom Brennan. In white off gate 2 is Sam Masters. In blue off gate 3 is Jonas Shepson. And off the outside in yellow is Drew Kemp.
It is.
Is that?
Both the riders off the inside 2 gates going to be looking for a better ride out this time round. Jonas Shepson looked very impressive in heat number 1. And Drew Kemp an impressive winner of heat number 2. But yeah, interesting times. As the lads are starting to get brought into their starting positions. And Sturmarton walks away for heat number 6. The tape's about to fly on us. They do, away they go. A beautiful start there from Tom Brennan, but Tom goes wide and Masters cuts up the inside. Good ride there from Sam Masters, but Brennan now back round the outside there. This is a good race developing so far with Drew Kemp and Jonas Shepson battling it out for second and third. I think Drew's just about got it. Sam's there in second. You could put a blanket all over all 3 of these in second, third and fourth as it stands. Absolute fantastic stuff provided here, but Tom Brennan's basically checked out away and he's gone. As Jonas Shepson dives underneath Drew Kemp there to make this a Belle Vue 4-2. Now what can Kemp do? He's trying to use the outside run here. He's on Jepsen's back wheel virtually as it stands, and Drew's coming back around the outside. Now we've got 1 lap left to go. Tom Brennan's all but won this, barring any slip strips, falls and mechanical failures. Sam's trying everything he can in second to get closer, but it's not going to happen, as it looks like Jepsen's just about got third in his spot. But yeah, that's a 4-2.
It is that well done, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good ride that from Tom Brennan. Nice steady ride.
It was a very good ride there. Disappointed with Drew in that one, if anything.
Yeah, it should have got the better of Epson, to be fair. But anyway, the result of heat number 6 was a win for the rider in red, Tom Brennan. Second was the rider in white, Sam Masters. Third, the rider in blue, Jonas Jepsen. 4-2 to the Belle Vue Aces makes the scores 22 to the Belle Vue Aces, 14 to the Leicester Lions. Okay.
That was 62.63.
There we go. Well done, Mr. P. Glad you spotted it.
Mate, my dad was an incident recorder for many, many years. If there's times available to look at, I have to snitch them up. Are you enjoying your work experience this bank holiday Monday, Al?
Yeah. It is that.
Good. And Tom just being interviewed by the lady on BVTV. Obviously, don't forget if you want to watch along to the meeting, right, and listen to us chat bollocks about it, you can buy the stream. I think it's $14.99 now. I think you only paid $12.99, didn't you? Well, because they had an early bird offer on.
I did that, yes, sir. Saved the pennies and all that.
I think
But,
most
if you
teams
did
should
win
do that. Imagine if every team did an early bird offer to sell and then, 24 hours before it goes up. I like that idea. Fair play to Belle Vue on that one.
Yeah, it's a solid enough idea, that.
Yeah, maybe something to pass the Scunny TV, Mr. P. Anyway, the lineup for heat number 7 in white off gate 1 is Nick Morris. In red off gate 2 is Dan Bewley. In yellow off gate 3 is Kyle Howarth. And off the outside in blue is Tate Zitschke. And Nick Morris will be looking to have a better ride this time, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Dan Bewley was absolutely flying. Well, I say flying. He denied a 16-year-old of his first heat win in the Premiership. What an evil man.
Dan Bewley, if you're watching, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I don't think Dan Bewley is. Something tells me, right? I could be very wrong here, but something tells me Dan Bewley probably doesn't watch these back. Especially our versions of them.
You never know.
But 20 seconds before the 2 minutes are up. Come on, boys. We've got another meeting to do later on tonight. Amongst other things. So, here we go then. Heat number 7. As the start marshals wandered off, so the tapes rise up, and it's a fairly even start there, but it's Nick Morris, I guess, so that first turn first at Dan Bewley just storms right underneath him like a knife going through hot butter, and now the big battle at the back as Kyle Howarth there forces his way past Tate Zitschke. Now Zitschke back up the inside there of Kyle Howarth, and he's got Nick Morris in his sights, and now Howarth back up the inside. This is a fantastic race. The neck and neck as they go down the back straight. There's carnage there. There was,
yeah, Kyle's got to go.
Kyle, yeah, there was definitely some contact there. It's a shame, really. That was a good race developing that.
You had the feeling that was coming, didn't you? Kyle Howarth was forceful on the first lap, but on that second lap, he was even more forceful.
Absolutely. That handlebar doesn't look in good condition. Almost looks like the throttle's been, turned upside down. Tate giving the crowd a wave as he goes round. Model pal.
But I'm okay. I'm not injured.
Yeah, Kyle was at fault there, but yeah, 100%.
There's no light on at the moment that I can see.
It's hard as well to see when it's as sunny as what it is. See what... Oh, I need to download the Leicester app to be able to tell me that.
There's a Leicester app?
Yeah.
Jesus. They're definitely in the 21st century. It does as well.
Yeah, but it couldn't be me because you'll never ever catch me wearing a Belle Vue hat.
It's not Daddy Dave, is it?
Absolutely not. Daddy Dave isn't fat.
Or maybe that's just your real father.
I'd be inclined to say, being as there's this time being allowed, that Kyle has been disqualified. Tate still got his helmet on as well.
I'm going to have a look, see if anything's been put on the updates.
It's not on updates yet. No, it's not on there. I've just checked. But the ref's allowing extra time, so I'd assume that Tate's going to be back in. And there was no malice in it, but Kyle was the cause of that stoppage because he cleaned Tate up.
100%.
Jonas Jepsen gets more ginger. Bewley and Jepsen in the same team. Oh my god. Belle Vue are sponsored by the devil.
Imagine if Brady was allowed to race.
throw Cameron Heaps in there for good fun as well. He's Australian, isn't he?
Australian and ginger.
Perhaps the sun over there dyes their hair.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's work going on Tate's bike, so I'd assume he's back in the rerun.
Yeah.
No problem.
Marvellous work.
Minutes are on.
Excellent work. So Ryder's been pushed off then for heat number 7, the rerun, with the exclusion of Kyle Howarth. This Leicester app, I've just downloaded it. It's exactly the same as the Plymouth app.
Didn't even know Plymouth had an app. My goodness.
End of last season. It's got 2 games on it now.
So the revised lineup for heat number 7: in white off gate 1 is Nick Morris. In red off gate 2 is Dan Bewley. No rider off gate 3 with Kyle Howarth being excluded, and off the outside in blue is Tate Zitschke.
Well done, Al. You've earned another brownie point off Winnie.
Let's just hope the two boys on the inside can actually stay on the gates, because they're getting very close to each other.
Well, they're good mates, aren't they? As long as there's a white line between... Actually, I shouldn't say that. Nick Morris is in the race.
Yeah, you better not say that.
Al, this is our channel. You're just work experience. Don't you go telling us what we can and can't do. So, the boys coming up to the tapes then for heat number 7. Star Marshal doing what the Star Marshal needs to do as he walks away, and the tapes fly up and away we go. So the start again there from Nick Morris, who gets that first turn first with both of Belle Vue boys there in second and third, but they both got round Nick Morris just like he was stood still there, and it's the Aces currently on a 5-1 advantage. And what can Nick Morris do now? Is he's looking to put Tate Zitschke under some pressure here in blue. Dan Bewley's gone his way. He's like in another postcode at the minute. But it's looking like a Belle Vue Aces 5-1, which would put them 12 points in front on the afternoon. As we enter the third lap, and Dan Bewley's absolutely bloody flying in this one. And Tate's putting in a good performance here as well. He's driven himself forward from Nick Morris, who's struggling in these afternoon conditions here in Manchester as we enter the last lap, and Dan Bewley just pulling a little wheelie there. He's found the dirt line that he likes to go blast round here every week as it comes round turns 3 and 4 for the last time then, and it's going to be another win there for Dan Bewley as the Aces go 12 up.
Gate number 2. Yeah, good riding that from Dan Bewley. Just Nick Morris left himself open, and the two Belle Vue boys just going either side of him.
A good gate it was from... good gate from Nick, but he was just stood still when the Belle Vue boys come past him on the second turn.
So the result of heat number 7 was a win for the rider in red, Dan Bewley. Second, the rider in blue, Tate Zitschke. And third, the rider in white, Nick Morris. A 5-1 to Belle Vue makes the scores 27 to Belle Vue, 15 to Leicester. Dan Bewley winning in a time of 61.441.
Thanks, Al.
No problem, Mr. Palmer.
You have yourself a breather for 5, Al, and you'll be back after the interval.
Yep. Over to you, Mr. Dill.
Thanks, Al.
Can I have a breather yet?
Shall we take a quick interval? Quick break while these have a track raid?
Let's just have a quick minute. So we needed that break, everybody. We've just received some breaking news that tonight's meeting from the Hydro Scandarena will not be on BSN tonight, as currently dealing with some travel issues. I would imagine it's something to do with the petrol that's happening all around the country, as people can't really get any these days. So it's not on BSN anymore. Leicester's acted really quickly, and it will be on Alliance TV. So it's not on BSN anymore. It's on Alliance TV.
We're on with number 8. I've tagged back in for Al for the next few, and it's the number 2s and number 7s. I've game number 1 in yellow, Joe Thompson, failed to score so far. Gate 2 in blue, Will Cairns, 3 points and a bonus point after Dan Bewley pipped him in heat 4. Gate 3 in white is Dan Thompson. Gotta say, he's been a bit disappointing so far. Retired from his first one, but was nowhere really near in his second either. And off the outside in red is Jonas Shepson, who for me has been brilliant so far.
He's certainly done better than I was expecting him to be fair. But yeah, interesting times.
Gate 3's only had 1 heat win. All 3 of the others have had 2 apiece, so relatively even across the tapes.
Pretty much.
And one of the rare times we get to see the Thompson twins together in the same heat in the same team.
It is very, very rare. Unless you watch Heat 2s at Leicester quite a lot this year.
Heat 8, sir.
Yeah, what you said, yeah. So, tapes rising for Heat number 8. It's a beautiful start there from Joe Thompson, who gets that first. I don't quite know what's happening to the camera, but Jonas Shepson's blasted right round the outside of Joe. And Jonas Shepson not doing himself any harm whatsoever this afternoon, with Joe there in second, and Dan just almost shepherding Joe home at the minute, it looks like, because Dan looks a lot quicker than what Joe is. And yeah, interesting times with Will Cairns at the back then in this one as we enter lap number 3. And Jonas Shepson's storming away there out in front now, and even pulls a little bit of a wheelie coming out of the second bend, and that's not phased in one bit. And this is really, really impressive from the former Birmingham Brummie as we enter the final lap then. And I think Dan's just about to take the second place away from his brother, but they're shepherding each other really well, and Will Cairns is at the back. Will Cairns has gone back to the Will Cairns of last week. But a very impressive ride there from Jonas Shepson to take the checkered flag in heat number 8. And I think Joe got second then.
He did. You called it there of Dan shepherding Joe. I think Joe was holding Dan up. I think Dan wanted to come past. It looked like Joe was holding him up rather than Dan trying to shepherd him. But Jonas, nobody would have caught Jepsen. Had Dan got past, he wouldn't have caught Jepsen anyway. That was a great gate and a great ride.
Absolutely not.
And like you said, he's doing himself no harm. 6 points, 3 rides. He's got 1 left as well. For my money, he's done better than what Bladorn would have done. Heat number 8 was won by the rider in red, Jonas Jepsen, with a winning time of 64.08. Second in yellow, Joe Thompson, and third in red, white, Dan Thompson. We're going all over the place here. 3 all, 30 points to 18. Leicester are disappointing at the moment.
We're saying it started well for him in the first 3 heats. Yeah.
They've not adapted well to the conditions, have they? After the first few, the track's dried out, and it does look quite dry now. Belle Vue has just adapted better.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the issue with the meeting like this, and it around about this time in the afternoon on a sunny day. The sun is at its peak height, so the track will dry out in no time at the moment.
Oh yeah, I remember 2019, I went to the August bank holiday meeting at Belle Vue, and the track was that dry. The racing was almost second to not. What's the bloody word? The racing was shit.
Yeah, politely put it.
Yes.
Heat number
Yep.
9 is at the tapes. Sam Masters goes off gate 1 in white. The unbeaten Zach Cook off gate 2 in blue, and he's looked bloody quick as well. Heat 3 in gate 3 in yellow is Drew Kempen off the outside in red. Peter Kilderman. Kilderman, stop being SH1T. You need to score me Fantasy League points.
Yep, Peter.
Not to be confused with our mate here, a Big Al of Peter File.
Absolutely not.
Never living that down now. Never. That's your new name for life.
Yeah, we're going to apply to Deed Poll to get it changed as well for you, mate.
Peter Kilderman's off the best gate here.
He is. Sam Masters has been very disappointing today.
I don't see anybody beating Zach, not on this form, and he's been fast as well.
He certainly has. So, you're just short of 10 seconds to go then for heat number 9 as Start Marshall walks away then, and the tapes fly up and away we go. So good start there for Sam Masters off the inside gate there, and Peter Coleman blasted this right round the outside there to get himself into second place, and now he's got himself there into the first place position. He listened to you, Dill. Fair play to him. And now the big battle is between Drew Kemp, Zach Cook and Sam Masters, as Peter Coleman's starting just to extend his lead now, and the line's very much towards the outside, and Sam's just sticking to inside to mid-track, and it's just not really working for him, as Zach's now using that outside run to try and get round Sam Masters. It's not quite worked out for him this time, but he's got another 2 laps to have a go. Drew Kemp's about a million miles at the back. He's basically in Salford as Zach could blast himself right round the outside here of Sam Masters. Beautiful move there from Zach, and he's currently boys on a 5-1.
That was close.
And they're going to extend the lead to a lot more than 12, because I don't know what numbers are off the top of my head really quicker now. If Kilderman's not careful... that was... Did Zach get that on the line?
Nah, Kilderman's just held on. Leicester should really start being concerned with Sam Masters. He gated in front again and just went backwards.
Yeah.
Good ride from PK and Zach as well. Worked out where Sam was going. Like you said, he was too conservative on that inside, and the line's not there. And it's unusual because Sam's not really an inside line rider.
No, but Sam Masters, he doesn't normally have good meetings at Belle Vue.
He used to be really good here.
But then, is it the case of what Sam Masters has with Scunny, where he struggles to ride it in the daytime?
Possibly, yeah, it could be. But it's weird. It's the same as last season. He was banging in maximums left, right, and centre for Oxford, but he wasn't very impressive for Leicester last season either.
It wasn't.
Good race that though. Good gate from Sam when he was there, but Peter Kilderman stuck it out wide. The line he's on the outside now, like you called in the... Sam was too fair then. He left Peter Kilderman enough room to get a bus through.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, from after Heat 2, Drew Kemp's been very disappointing.
Yeah. Leicester are going to leave themselves a monumental task to turn over if they carry on like this. You know, Nick Morris is on 1 point, Carl Eweff's on 2 points, Drew Kemp's on 3, but that's from 3 races. Joe's on 2, Dan's on 2 and 2. It's Dougie doing the score. Dougie's kind of on his own, and Sam's just there, 4 points from 3 rides. But it's almost Dougie versus Belle Vue at the moment.
It's almost like watching a Scunny away meeting.
Pico versus the world.
Yeah, get on.
And this is the pairing that Leicester need to get going if they're going to do anything. You know, Zach Cook for the 3 and 4 for Belle Vue have scored 12 plus 1 between them. This pairing for Leicester have scored 3 points between them, including an exclusion and a last place each.
If anything, we say this is like watching a Scunny away meeting. I've just got the programme out from our trip to Redcar. At this point, we was 37-17 down at Redcar.
So it's not a million miles off.
It's not a million miles up.
No.
Right, I'm calling it now. Leicester are the Scunthorpe of the Premiership.
And I know it's their first meeting together, and for some of these riders, it's their first meetings of the season. But it's not great. The result of Heat 10 was won by Peter Kildemand in a winning time of 63.14. Second in blue, Zach Cook. Third in white, Sam Masters. 5-1 to Belle Vue, and it's 35-19. And Drew Kemp, I think, will end up missing championship racing. He'll go somewhere as an early season or mid-season signing, surely. Leicester won't want him to not be riding much.
Absolutely.
And Tom Brennan's off gate 4. I don't see it getting any better for Leicester. Gate 1 in yellow, Carl Howarth. Gate 2 in blue, Jonas Jepsen. Gate 3 in white, Nick Morris. Gate 4 in red, Tom Brennan. This could be another maximum to Belle Vue.
Really could.
It really, really could. Tom Brennan's off the favourite gate, and Jonas Jepsen has showed a really good turn of pace as well.
I'd also like to apologise for any foul language I may have said. It just slipped out, so if you do get offended by that, grow up.
First slip up though, Palmer. It's just natural, isn't it? That's how we speak to each other all the time.
That's how I speak to everybody, so...
There's an F. Every other word is an F.
To be fair, I've been so good on these streams so far this season.
You have?
It had to go wrong at some point. I'll have an Easter egg and then we'll be alright for tonight. It is still being covered by Shoot Some Shale, don't worry. Shoot Some Shale doing what BSN don't.
Winchester's asked what Drew Kemp's championship average would be. It would be a shade under 8 points. It's like 7.98 or something like that.
As we go down the back straight then for heat number 10, and it was a decent start there for both the Lions boys, but Tom Brennan's round the outside there, and now Jepsen looking to come underneath both the Leicester boys, and it's a free all as it stands at the minute. Tom Brennan's checked out away, and he's gone. I don't think he'll have any issues at number 1 at Ipswich, but the big battle now. I would dare to say Nick Morris has got himself there safe in the second position, and the big battle's now between Jonas Jepsen and Kyle Howarth. As Tom Brennan's he's just pulling wheelies down back straight for fun, and Jepsen's just about to get round the outside of Kyle. I think if he's not careful, we've got 1 lap left to go. What's going to happen for the remainder of this as they go down the back straight then for the last time? Jepsen's now looking to come up the outside. Kyle blocks his move, so Jepsen comes up the inside, and it's all hips and games, but it's a free all.
Good ride from Carl to hold off Jonas there. Jonas looked very tentative to get himself on the outside of Carl, didn't he?
Didn't he just?
He did not want to be going around the outside of Kyle after seeing what Carl did to Tate earlier. But a good ride from Tom made gate 4 work, and that's the 5th win of the afternoon off gate 4. In half the races have been won from the outside gate, again proving quite dominant.
Yeah, 100%.
The result of E10 was won by the rider in red, Tom Brennan, with a winning time of 63.07. Second in white, Nick Morris, and third in yellow, Carl Howarth. Points divided 3 apiece. It's 38-22 after 10. It's stopped the rot to an extent for Leicester, but sharing heats at this point is not good enough.
No, absolutely not.
Leicester will be good at home, but will they win by 16 plus? I ain't so sure.
I don't know. I can't see it.
No. Jonas went in no man's land in that first turn, didn't he, and got past outside and inside. He got to be close there, but good move from the Leicester boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do agree with what you said about Tom as well. I think Brady Kurtz, Jack Alder, the 2 big number 1s. I think the other teams, Max Frick. So half the teams have got big name number 1s, but half the teams have got up and coming riders as number 1s. Tom, Dougie, JMO as well. So it's quite balanced. I think I agree with you. Tom will be fine at this level at number 1.
And how Tom's riding at the minute, you wouldn't have thought he had a big off in Poland 24 hours ago.
It was a bloody big one as well. Tom does like these double headers, though. I remember when Belle Vue had them against. He was riding for Birmingham at the time, and Belle Vue had a meeting in the afternoon against somebody. He guested for Belle Vue and then came back and raced for Birmingham in the evening. This was 2024. So he does like these double header days.
That they do.
I think this might be the last one before the interval. Track needs some water on it now, dare we say.
He could do with a splash of H20.
Artificial water.
If you're anywhere near the swimming pool at Manchester, go do a big jump in it.
Heat number 11 gate, white in red, Dan Bewley gate 2 in white, Ryan Douglas gate 3 in blue, Tate Zishki gate 4 in yellow, Dan Thompson. Dan Thompson's off the favoured gate. He's going to need to do something here. He's been disappointing today, it's got to be said.
He's not been great, has he? And there's two words that are going to stop him from getting that win.
Dan Bewley.
Dan Bewley.
There's two words that are stopping getting second as well. Ryan Douglas.
I don't know, Dougie's a bit of a team rider.
To be fair, our Tate Zishki's going. I wouldn't be, he's on 4 and 1 from 2.
4 and 1 from 2.
Yeah, so he's doing well. He's only dropped 1 point to an opponent so far.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Kenzie out for the rest of the meeting.
I'd agree with, unless it's home and hosed and you give him his last ride. I think.
Well, let's be honest.
Is he in 12?
This is home and host.
Is he in 12 or 14
yes.
at home? 12.
12.
It's 14 away, isn't it?
Yes. So, heat number 11, and the Star Marshal walks away and tapes rise. Away we go. Dan Bewley's made an absolute blinder there off the inside gate, and he goes.
Dan
really
Thompson!
there. And Thompson looking to come up the inside there of Dan Bewley. It's not quite worked out. And the two Leicester boys, if anything now, they're getting in each other's way. And this is about to allow Tate Zishki to come up the inside. No, it's not, because Dan's just blocked Tate's run there. And it's a free all again as it stands. And it's alright having free alls, but free alls aren't good enough for Leicester. They need to be getting some heat advantages to be able to maintain a reasonable gap as they go to the Hydroscand Arena later on this evening, if they've got some fuel in the vans. But Dan Bewley's absolutely flying, looking absolutely majestic. There's nobody stopping this young man this afternoon as we enter the final lap then. And to be honest, Dan Bewley, he looks very, very fast out in front as well. And as they come round then, the final two turns then for heat number 11. And I think that's a free all.
Dan Bewley could have got off and ran that home for the last lap and he'd have still won. He was absolutely flying. 61.3. Not a quick time, but for this point of the meeting, he looked damn quick. Just as you said, Dougie's a great team rider. Dougie and Dan were tripping each other up. Dougie was trying to force his way around the outside really early on to chase after Bewley and almost let Dan get passed by Tate.
No, that was the first sub 62 second race since heat number 7.
Blimey. Heat number 11 was won by the rider in red, Dan Bewley, with a winning time of 61.32. Second in white was Ryan Douglas, and third in yellow, Dan Thompson. Points divided 3 apiece, and it's 41-25 as we go into the interval. So we'll welcome Alan back to have a little chinwag for the bit, then we'll have a breather, and then Alan will take over from me up until heat 15. If Al's not gone to sleep, he hadn't, he's here.
Lovely.
I mean, I was literally out with the dog while those last few heats were on.
That's no way to talk about your mother.
I wasn't talking about my mother, I was talking about another
The dog.
lady's mother that you have a very good interest in.
The dog.
No, a certain other lady that's got Mr. attention.
I love that Al doesn't say he took the dog for a walk. He says he was out with the dog because Al knows the dog walks him.
Or maybe I'll took the dog on a date.
That's no way to talk about you, Mrs. Palmer.
What missus? Ain't not quite there yet, Al. She's not a dog
Well, the
either,
lady
Al.
he's talking to.
She's not a dog either, Al, to be fair. She's not one of Palmer's usual type.
That's fair.
Bewley's looking rapido today, Palmer.
Absolutely.
And he's gating as well.
Team in the world.
He bloody is, yeah. I'm glad I brought him in. I was going to bring Dougie in. I might have to take Carl Elf out though. He's a bit crap.
You might just have to do that.
We've got another watch along, as Palmer said earlier. We're still covering tonight's meeting because we've purchased the Lions TV stream. A little bit frustrating, it's not on BSM, but travel issues are travel issues.
Or as I like to say, can't get fuel, mate.
It is what it is.
Just go to the train stations and nick their fuel.
Or there's another saying you like to say, Mr. Palmer, all I hear is excuses.
Mark,
No, that's when I'm racing STS.
Yes. Mark Dale has commented, off in Belle Vue have got a good team. I think the guests, Brennan has done everything Brady would have done, I think. And in my opinion, Jonas Shepson has done more than Norwich would have done.
Yeah. Well, Belle Vue are one of them teams are going to be very, very... I think a lot of Premiership teams are built as very similar.
Yeah.
They'll all be very, very good at home. And that, unfortunately, in a way, it's the way Speedway's going at the minute. Every team in the Premiership and the Championship are built to design to win at home. So away victories are probably going to come few and far between.
Yeah. And to be fair, if Belle Vue ride like this every week at home with how they've built their team, they're going to pick up aggregate points because they're not going to get annihilated, apart from maybe Ipswich, which isn't notoriously a happy hunting ground for Belle Vue. I don't think they're going to, I think they'll win more at home than they will lose away, so they'll take a few aggregate points as well.
I say this, but I have seen an away win this season. As a Newcastle select team went and won at Redcar.
When Redcar were really crap, and then since they've been half decent.
Well, I mean, 2 days after that, they lost by 10 at Scunny, and then they won by about 74 billion points against Scunny at home.
Against Josh Pickering.
Yes.
That wasn't Scunny, that was... Well, and Ingram gave it a good go. Some Scunny fans weren't overly happy with Ingram, but they've got to remember it's his first season. He needs a bit of time to bed in at this level, and then he'll be decent enough at Championship level.
I said to somebody at Scunny, I says, Ryan will be fine at home. He's going to struggle away. You know, where you're a 16-year-old and you're just coming into the league for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kenzie was the same last year.
Yeah, he had good and bad meetings, didn't he?
And as much as he had a good meeting on Saturday, I think Cooper will struggle as well. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to watching them three on Friday at a proper racetrack. Not that one down at Wimborne Road, that ploughed field.
Which we're watching on Wednesday.
Which we intend to watch on Wednesday, yes.
Palmer through holes in his hands. We'll also have updates from Oxford and Plymouth as well, because we have a few riders that we work with in that meeting.
Now I know we've already agreed to do Poole and Scunny, and we won't change that. Is it bad I'm almost more invested in Oxford and Plymouth?
No, is this just because you fear that you know what's going to happen with Scunny?
I don't necessarily even think it's that. I just think
the racing may be better at Oxford.
Oxford and Plymouth, I think you've got a very good chance of having a close scoreline and a better meeting. But we have to try and cover whatever tracks we can, so I'm all for doing Poole and Scunny, don't get me wrong. I'm all for doing Poole ones this year. You boys know why. But yeah.
I mean, if you want to do Oxford and Plymouth and we cover updates from Poole and Scunny, you just let me know.
We'll do Poole and Scunny, we've advertised it.
Watch Oxford and Plymouth be a belter of a meeting and Poole and Scunny be a bag of SH1T.
You know, it wouldn't be a shoot some shale if we didn't do Paul and Scunny in the knockout cup.
Yeah, it's
We've
going to
done
be
it the
interesting.
past. We've done it the past 2 years. We may as well make it free on the bounce.
Oh, have we really?
We did them in the knock. Oh, it might. Oh, when did we have Paul in the cup? It might have been 24.
Oh, word.
I can't remember. This is our third year of doing watch-alongs.
Was it not 23 you had Pull in the Knockout Cup?
It was 23 when we beat Paul in the knockout cup final. Wow. But we had him the year
Yeah.
after in the quarter-finals, I think. Who's getting all these Discord messages?
Me. I've told Shads about the meeting not being on BSN. He said there's nothing on BSN socials, it's on Leicester's.
Go
Shall we take a quick breather, gentle fish?
on then. We are back. Happy Bank Holiday Monday. Good afternoon to you, Widdy, the good one. Afternoon all, just finished work. How's the meeting been so far? It's happened, sir. It's about as much as we could say. It's happened.
So the lineup for heat number 12 in red off gate 1 is Peter Kildemand. In yellow off gate 2 as a tactical substitute is Ryan Douglas. In blue off gate number 3 is Will Cairns, and off the outside in white is Nick Morris.
That it is.
And I think Douglas has came in for Drew Kemp. In this one. Well done, Belle Vue. Get it right second time round.
Right. Sorry, I was just arguing with somebody who doesn't get the fact that tonight's meeting's being put onto BSN. Onto Leicester TV from BSN. Get your words out, Dan. Anyway, heat number 12. Dougie is in for Drew Kemp and a tactical ride. And away we go then for heat number 12. And Dougie's got to that first turn first. A good gate there from Ryan Douglas. But Peter Kilderman up the inside there. Blocks Dougie's run. Good ride there from PK. Although Dougie looking to come underneath Kilderman now. And it's not quite worked out as it's currently a free all as it stands. Will Cairns kept his place here in blue, and Dougie lifting now as he tries to go around the outside of Kilderman. Not quite worked out. Douglas to the inside now. Can he make the inside run work? Not quite. Dougie's trying absolutely bloody everything here, but yeah, he's trying absolutely everything to get around Peter Kilderman. It's just not working out for him at the moment. It's very, very close to PK. One mistake and Dougie will be through as we enter the final lap then of heat number 12, and yeah. Try as Dougie might, I don't quite think it's going to happen for him this race, which is unfortunate, but a fine win there for Peter Kilderman as he come round turns 3 and 4 for the last time, and I think that's a free.
It is that, to be fair. It is. Good ride from Peter Kilderman to hold off Ryan Douglas there, because Douglas was throwing the kitchen sink at him, but just couldn't get through. And Nick Morris, I think, a little bit lucky to hang on to third place there, because Will Cairns was giving everything to him behind. So 2 good battles in one in that heat.
Good race, that Al.
It was indeed, Mr. Palmer, as you say. Good race indeed. And the result of heat number 12 was a win for the rider in red, Peter Kilderman. Second, the rider in yellow, Ryan Douglas. And third, the rider in white, Nick Morris. The 3 all makes the scores 44 to the Belle Vue Aces, 28 to the Leicester Lions, and Peter Kilderman winning in a time of 62.868.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, this is an absolute fantastic start from Dougie and just clamped Peter Kilderman down and then just went wide on Ben too. And PK was just there like, thanks very much, pal. That's all I need. And that was that. I'm going to refresh the stream a little bit now. Just bear with me. I'll press the live button. There we go. It's still been a little bit glitchy. Hopefully BVTV could sort it out.
Here's hoping. Does that look like it was going back to the 1970s, the way that was going? It was just hit colour for the first time.
Big up the 1970s. Oh, man. What day?
There's not long to go now. Just a few heats left of the first leg of this fixture.
Yes,
and the man that will be very happy is the man with the big nose, Mr. Lemon.
Yeah, you said Al, yeah. But, interesting times. Bloody hell, Dougie. All you needed to do was change your helmet colour, pal.
I feel this could be a heat advantage to Belle Vue unless Sam Masters does something special.
Or this will be a 5-1 to Belle Vue, this.
I'm saying 4-2. I think Dougie splits the Belle Vue boys.
Possibly. Dougie's been consistent with his seconds.
And Sam Masters has been a bit of a SH wood too.
Unfortunately, I am not allowed to agree or disagree. Otherwise, Neil Batchett makes me spend money that I haven't got on a fine. But if someone wants to tell Dougie he's only got a minute and a half left, to be appreciated, because he doesn't look anywhere near ready. Come on, Dave, get him pushed off, pal. That's a good team manager.
So the lineup for Heat number 13 in white off gate 1 is Ryan Douglas when he gets to the right side of the tapes. In red off gate 2 is Tom Brennan. In yellow off gate 3 is Sam Masters, and off the outside in blue is Dan Bewley.
So, just as we say, Dougie needs to hurry up and get there. He gets in the nick of time. He's got another 45 seconds. Yeah.
I think Sam Masters has decided he doesn't want to race in this race anymore. He's away.
Well, he's just gone to go turn around, do the goggles thing, hasn't he? But Dan Bewley off gate 4 is going to be a big danger to the Leicester Lions here.
Question is, can anyone beat Bewley?
Who knows? Anyway, the start marshal walking away from the tapes for heat number 13. The tapes fly up, away we go. It's a fairly even start there, but Dougie again gets that first turn first. Now what's Dan Bewley and Tom Brennan going to do? Bewley goes high, wide and handsome right round the outside of the absolute bloody lot. And that's as easy as you like from Dougie. And Tom Brennan struggling at the back here in this one. It's currently a 3-all as it stands, which would officially wrap the meeting up for Belle Vue if it already wasn't, as Dan Bewley there, high, wide, handsome out in front. And if anything, now Tom Brennan's looking to put Sam Masters under some pressure here. And Brennan just blasts himself right round the outside there of Sam Masters. What can Masters do as he looks to come up the inside here? And it's not quite worked out for him this time round, as it's now a 4-2, and this will definitely wrap it up for the Belle Vue Aces as Dougie lifts coming down the home straight. And I really don't think Sam Masters is that number 5 rider position, but there's nobody else in that Leicester team that could take that position. But Dan Bewley, another emphatic win there, and it's a big 4-2 to the Aces.
Yeah, good ride again from Dan Bewley, just to pass everyone on that first bend, and then Tom Brennan to get the better of Sam Masters. Sam's really struggling. He's got to have a good meeting tonight at Leicester. Otherwise, I'd be concerned for that Leicester team going forward.
I'll give you credit, Al. You said it'd be a 4-2, and it was.
What could I say? I'm just that good.
You don't normally know your stuff.
I don't. So the result of heat number 13 was a win for the rider in blue, Dan Bewley, in a time of 61.666. Second was the rider in white, Ryan Douglas, and third the rider in red, Tom Brennan. A 4-2 to Belle Vue makes the scores 48 to the Belle Vue Aces, 30 to the Leicester Lions.
Yeah, I was going to say the bun's broken down, hasn't it, on the way to Leicester?
Poor BSN.
But it's just one of these things. Breakdowns happen all the time, and yeah, it's just unfortunate for them that it's happened on their first team stream of the season. 100%. Fair play to him.
Someone's running back into the pits quite quickly.
Yeah. Who to vote? Who to nominate for that rider? Could do him. Won't do him. He's been a bit rubbish.
So the lineup for heat number 14. In blue off gate 1 is Tate Zitschke. In white off gate 2 is Kyle Howarth. In red off gate 3 is Zach Cook. And off the outside in yellow, keeping his place this time, is Drew Kemp.
Drew Kemp isn't keeping his place here. It's a reserve change.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Joe. Oh, Alan. Get with the times, man!
It was going so well.
Bloody hell, Al. Where he is. Apologies, guys. Uncle Daniel's a little bit tired. I was sat on a train for 6.5 hours yesterday.
Did you have a sleep in those 6.5 hours?
I couldn't. I was on edge all the time. I had to sit next to people.
Oh dear. At least you had a seat, unlike me, on the way back from Sheffield.
The first 20 minutes from like Bristol to Cheltenham Spa, I was sat in the doorway.
That's where I was sat.
And then I went and go and sat on the table. Anyway, heat number 14 then. Gladiators not ready because the races and lions and tapes fly up. Away we start. Away we go. A brilliant start there from Tate Ziski there in the blue helmet colour with Zach Cook now getting round the outside there of Kyle Howarth in the white helmet colour, and Drew Kemp's going quite wide there, and it's not quite worked out, but Kyle underneath Tate Ziski there. Good ride there for Kyle, and now Tate back around Kyle. This is great race, this, and now Kyle looking to come back underneath Tate. These two's got history already today, and Kyle's looking to go underneath Tate here again, and Tate's just round the outside. He's like, you're not coming round me again, pal. It ain't happening, mate. As Zach Cook is out in front now. No one's catching Zach today. And Tate's riding a very solid ride there in second position. A great two or three laps there from Tate and Kyle, but it's all but nailed on now. 5-1. Drew Kemp's pulling wheelies at the back. Normal service has resumed. As yeah, it's been very impressive today. Is Zach Cook out there in front of paid maximum? This will be, and between you guys and that, Belle Vue's won this. Yeah.
And just like that, the Belle Vue boys showing what they can do at home.
And Mr. Dill, I don't know if you guys heard, but Mr. Dill wanted us to nominate a rider of the meeting, so you guys could vote. My man of the match is Zach Cook. And no, Alan, you can't use Zach Cook as yours now.
Well, I'll give you mine in just a moment. But the result of Heat 14 was a win for that man, the rider in red, Zach Cook, and a time of 62.986. Second was the rider in blue, Tate Zitschke, and third, the rider in white, Kyle Howarth. A 5-1 to Belle Vue makes the scores 53 to the Belle Vue Aces, 31 to the Leicester Lions. And I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Ryan Douglas. He's been the best of a bad bunch for Leicester, but he's been consistent and putting the points on which they've needed. Had he not been there, I think it would have been a lot worse for Leicester, so I'm nominating Mr. Douglas.
Good couple of nominations there, boys.
Get yourselves in the comments your riders of the meeting. Obviously, the one with the most votes will win. If there's a tie on votes or there's no votes, then what are we doing for this one? Are we letting Al pick it?
Yeah, we'll let Al do it, being as he sponsored this stream.
Have you got a rider the meeting, Mr. Dill? Just, you know.
Well, I would have put Tate's Ishki in, but he won it last week. But he's done well again. But I like the two that you two have put in. I think it's, Bewley's done what you'd expect. I think Zach stepped up really well. Tate's been solid enough, but yeah, I think two from the same team was probably a bit far. And Dougie scored 11 points of Leicester's 31 himself. Winchester's voted for Zach, so that's one vote for Zach. If you are in the we've got 8 people watching us now. If you're in the comments, give us a vote. Zach Cook or Ryan Douglas for the rider of the meeting. Zach Cook is on a 11 plus 1 paid maximum from 4 rides. Ryan Douglas is on 11 points from 5 rides so far. Winnie has gone with Ryan Douglas, so that's a vote apiece.
That it is.
Oh, do I get to cast a vote, being as I've not put a rider in?
I think it's only fair.
We'll let you.
I will go with Zachary.
That's 2-1 to Zach. Is that just because he's a former Wolves rider by any chance?
No, because I think both of them are former Wolves riders, you Wally.
Oh, they are. I meant former Birmingham rider. Oh, over the bear.
Winnie has said his BSN still likely to be on tonight. The meeting is now on Lions TV for the price of $14.99, and the BSN fixture has been replaced by Leicester and Belle Vue on the 23rd of July. So it's on Lions TV tonight now instead of BSN because of the issues with the BSN ops van.
Go buy the stream.
Yes.
Power would say no.
So yeah, go and buy the stream or listen to us because we've brought it and we'll still be doing a watch along.
Yes, we will.
Will Cairns is being smart. He's bogs going to the van. He's off on his trip down to Leicester early. I'll tell you what. Second half of the meeting, Peter Kilderman has really stepped up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
Dan Thompson's going in white.
Did not see that coming. That looks like Douglas
And I
yellow,
think Doug is in yellow, yeah. I would expect Belle Vue to take 2 and 4 here because Gate 4's been a bloody rocket.
I'd expect Billy off for Cook off too.
Yeah, I'd probably say. And possibly, maybe Tate will get another heat. I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's earned it as well if he does.
The meeting's wrapped up. I'd give it to Kilderman.
Yeah, or Kilderman. Yeah, Kilderman and Tate, Kilderman and Zach. I don't think either of the guests, although I wouldn't be against Jonas Shepson getting another race. Bit more pocket money.
I was just going to say that myself.
I'll miss the Brennan to be.
Winnie has said, the bastards. The watch along with a cornetto and some beers on the balcony, I think, for me then. It's not ideal, but as Palmer said earlier, breakdowns sort of happen. Sometimes it is what it is. But also fair play to Leicester for getting a streaming team together quickly to make sure it can still be watched.
Yeah, 100%.
Hope it's not the Belle Vue TV commentary team.
Nah, it'll be the Leicester one. Don't you worry.
No disrespect.
We'll wrap up. Unless we have to bring Al in to give the casting vote for the rider of the meeting. But we'll thank Al for sponsoring the stream and joining us and having a bit of a gander with us.
No problem, chaps.
And Al will possibly be here with us Wednesday as well for a roaming reporter's job this time. That's to be confirmed. Yeah, that's to be. It depends whether he goes to play football twice or not.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Once the meeting's done, Palmer, do you want to read out the individual scorers? Is this a good time to shout out our friends, Palmer?
I think this is a good time to shout out our friends.
Yes, it's on the screen right now.
If you like listening to your Speedway podcast or watching them, go and follow our friends at 15 Eats Later. Their podcast, albeit being quite pool related, it's not as much as in your face, and the guys over at 15 Eats Later, very, very good pals of ours. They're big supporters of ours, and we're very big supporters of them. So if you can, go give them a listen and give them a follow like you do us.
Yes. And Zach Cook is in this one. Zach's in red. I'd expect Bewley will probably be in blue.
Bewley in blue.
Yeah, Mark Lemon's given his 2 riders a chance to go out and max out. We know Dan Thompson's in white. We saw him put the helmet on, and I'd suspect it will be Ryan Douglas in yellow. Belle Vue have taken 1 and 3. I've got to say, I'm shocked by that. Gate 1's been okay, but Gate 4 has got 2 more race wins. The lineup of Heat 15 then, or the halfway point of our double watch along today. Zach Cook goes off Gate 1 in red, defending a paid maximum. Gate 2 in white is Dan Thompson. Gate 3 in blue is Dan Bewley, defending a full maximum. And off the outside in yellow is Ryan Douglas. Is there going to be a max? Is there going to be 2 maxes? Is there going to be no maxes?
Who knows?
I don't know who predicted closer to the actual result of this meeting in our little predictions league either, to be honest. Have a look at that straight after this meeting. We will also rate the referee. He's not had a lot to do, to be honest, but I don't think he's done particularly anything wrong.
I'm just going to go and have a look now to see what I predicted for this meeting. I'm sure it's still in my notes. Oh, well, I'm way out.
I think I am as well.
I said this would be a 48-42. Wait, this is going. It's going to be 58-32, isn't it?
I had Belle Vue by 10. Big Al had a 48-42. Wheeler was the closest with a 50-40, and that's not even possible now.
Absolutely not.
We slept on Belle Vue, didn't we, for this one?
Yes.
We underestimated how poor Leicester were going to be.
So, heat number 15 then, the final race of this afternoon's meeting before we go on to tonight. Zach Cook's made a beautiful start there in the red helmet colour, and Dougie now taking the damn Bewley line to go right round everybody, and now what could Bewley do is he's got around Zach Cook now as well, so it's currently a free all to finish things off at the moment. And Dougie just holding the outside line there. He's almost taken Dan Bewley's line away from him. Dan Thompson is struggling at the rear of the field as it stands at the minute. But as we enter the third lap then, and this is a fantastic ride here from Ryan Douglas. If he could stop not 1 but 2 maximums. Bewley's itching ever closer now to Dougie, and now Bewley looking to come up the inside here of Ryan, and Dougie's just there like, you're not coming underneath me, pal. We've got 1 lap left to go then. It's going to be a 3-3. I think Dan Thompson may have packed up at the back of the field.
He's retired.
But now what could Bewley do? Bewley looks to come underneath Dougie here. Dougie to the outside, Bewley to the inside. It's going to be a good line. Bewley gets it.
All that hard work, and then Dougie runs too wide, and Bewley pops it. And that's a gate 1. Dougie did everything right apart from that last bend.
Literally.
Me and Palmer are just working out our maths.
Yeah. So official result of 8:15. Now, well, you do your maths. I'll do this for you, Mush. It was a win for the rider in blue. Dan Bewley, and a winning time of 62.08 seconds. Second in yellow was Ryan Douglas, and the third in white, not being able to complete a maximum today, was Zach Cook, making that a 4-2 heat advantage to the Belle Vue Aces, with the final score now of 57 points to 33.
I don't think anyone would have predicted it to be that wide. Do you want to give us the individual scores, Palmer, then we'll do the ref, rider of the meeting, and then wrap this one up before a few hours to enjoy the sun?
So, for the Belle Vue Aces, Tom Brennan scored 8+1. Jonas Shepson, solid enough with 6 points. Peter Kilderman, 7. Zach Cook, 12 and a bonus. Dan Bewley, 15.4 maximum. Tate Ziski, 6 and 2. William Cairns, 3 and 2 for the Leicester Lions. Ryan Douglas, 13 points. Dan Thompson, 3 and 3. Nick Morris, 4 and 1. Kyle Howarth, 4 and 1. Sam Masters, 4. Drew Kemp, 3. Joe Thompson, 2.
Too many passengers in that Leicester team. It really is as simple as that.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of they'll be fine at home, but they're going to take some spankings away.
To be honest, Belle Vue are going there full of confidence now. Could Belle Vue go there and turn them over there as well? They've gated well today and they've raced well. If they go there with even 60-70% of this afternoon's form, they've got a very good chance of doing Leicester over tonight.
Dan Dooley likes riding Leicester as well.
He does, yeah. Winnie has said thanks for that, gents. Catch you later. Yes, you will, sir.
Catch you later, sir. Have a good afternoon. You have a few corner toes.
Yes. Referee ranking, Palmer. What we saying?
Solid 9 out of 10. There was one decision he had to make. He got it right.
Yep, that's spot on with me. And Al, we ain't gonna need you to do the rider of the meeting because Zach Cook won the vote 2-1. Probably the right decision as well. To be honest, I know he dropped his maximum at the end, but he's 12 points, solid enough. But 12 and 1,
yeah,
really good for a rider on an average of about 6.5.
6.2.
Yeah, so it's he's doubled his average in this meeting. He's scored double his average in this meeting, so solid enough. Do you want to wrap us for this one, Parba? And we'll be back a little bit later.
So, lastly, we'd like to thank Al for sponsoring this stream again. And we'll be back later on tonight, so enjoy your Easter Monday afternoon. Do whatever you've got to do, cut the grass, go swimming, whatever. And join us back here from about 7:15 as we cover the second leg of this.